Chapter 10. The Forgotten Village. The village lay tucked between rolling hills and the sea, a place so small and quiet that Clara might have missed it entirely if she hadn't been searching for it. The road leading there was narrow, winding through clusters of wind-bent pines and fields dotted with wildflowers. As she approached, the sound of the ocean softened, replaced by the gentle rustle of leaves and the distant creak of old wooden shutters. The houses were simple, weathered cottages with chipped paint and gardens overflowing with herbs and sea daisies. Smoke curled lazily from a few chimneys, carrying the scent of burning driftwood. Everything about the village felt suspended in time, untouched by the rush of the modern world. Clara stepped onto the cobblestone path, her heart beating with a mixture of anticipation and unease. She had followed the Tidekeeper's directions carefully, but now that she was here, she wasn't sure what she expected to find. Answers? Closure? Another piece of Elias's story? Or perhaps something she didn't yet have the words for. A soft voice broke through her thoughts. "Are you looking for someone, dear?" Clara turned to see an elderly woman standing in the doorway of a small cottage. Her hair was silver, braided neatly down her back, and her eyes were warm, though shadowed with memories. I'm looking for information," Clara said, stepping closer. "About a man who washed ashore here many years ago. A sailor." The woman's expression softened further, as though she had been expecting this question for a long time. "You'd better come inside," she said gently. "The wind carries stories, but some are better told over tea." Clara followed her into the cottage. The interior was cozy, filled with the scent of chamomile and old books. The woman motioned for Clara to sit at a small wooden table. As she poured tea into delicate porcelain cups, she spoke. "You're searching for the lost sailor," she said. "The one the sea returned to us." Clara nodded, her throat tightening. "His name was Elias." The woman paused, her hands hovering over the teapot. "He never told us his name," she said softly. "But he carried one word with him. Lila." The woman continued, settling into the chair across from her. "He arrived on a stormy night. Barely conscious. The sea had battered him, but it hadn't taken him. Not yet. We found him on the rocks near the northern shore, clutching a locket so tightly we couldn't pry it from his hand." Clara imagined the scene. The waves crashing, the wind howling, Elias's body washed ashore like a final plea from the ocean. "He stayed with us for a time," the woman said. "We cared for him as best we could. He healed slowly, but his mind, his memories were scattered, like pieces of driftwood after a storm." Clara leaned forward. "Did he ever remember who he was?" The woman shook her head. "Not fully. But he remembered her. Lila." He would whisper her name at night, staring out at the moon as though it held the answers he sought. Clara's heart ached. She could picture him, lost, longing, reaching for a memory just out of reach. "He drew her," the woman added, rising from her chair. "Every night by the fire." She crossed the room and opened a small wooden chest. Inside were folded linens, a few trinkets, and a stack of yellowed papers. She lifted the top one carefully and handed it to Clara. It was a sketch. A woman standing by the sea, her hair swept by the wind, her eyes full of longing. The lines were delicate yet purposeful, drawn by a hand that remembered love even when the mind could not. Clara traced the edges of the drawing with her fingertips. "It's her," she whispered. "Lila." The woman nodded. "He drew her from memory. Or perhaps from the heart. Sometimes the heart remembers what the mind forgets." Clara swallowed hard. "What happened to him?" "The Tidekeeper said he disappeared." The woman's gaze drifted toward the window where the sea shimmered in the distance. "One night he walked toward the cliffs. He said he felt something calling him. A pull he couldn't ignore. We tried to stop him, but he only smiled. A sad, gentle smile." Clara felt her breath catch. "He left the village and never returned," the woman said. "Some believe he went back to the sea. Others think he kept searching for her. For Lila." Silence settled between them, heavy with the weight of a love that had endured storms, memory, and time. Clara folded the sketch carefully and handed it back. "Thank you," she said softly. "This means more than you know." The woman placed a gentle hand over Clara's. "You carry their story now," she said. "Be kind with it. And be brave." Clara stepped outside moments later, the cool air brushing her cheeks. The village felt different now. Full of whispers, full of echoes, full of truths she was only beginning to understand. She looked toward the distant cliffs where Elias had walked into the night. And she knew her journey was far from over.